This zoned out rider is going to learn a valuable lesson in making sure you zone in, not zoning out. This is going to be a blink and you're going to miss it type accident. We're not paying attention up front. We have brake lights, stop lights up ahead at an intersection, and we're going to keep going straight, straight, straight. And last second, boom, hit the car. If you'd like to chat with me and other DDFM crew members, swing on by the Discord. It's an absolute free service and allows you to get in contact with me and others around the world. More information at motorcycleridingtips.com. So this is a very unfortunate accident, and this is something that's going to happen quite a bit if you're not paying attention. It could be a vehicle up front, or it can be an obstacle up front, like something in the road, like a pothole, or a speed bump, or a piece of wood, or nails, just glass everywhere. This is easily something that can happen. And the whole point of this is that you need to zone in and not zone out. So we're going to use this information so that we can become better riders. This is one of those what if situations that I really want you guys to start focusing on. And thankfully for this person, we're able to see this. We don't want to make these mistakes ourselves. So yes, there's an American flag here, and that means it's miles per hour. I know in the last few videos I've mentioned kilometers per hour. I just can't assume that these people are going that fast. So yes, this is America right here. This is the United States. This is going to be miles per hour. So we're going to be moving forward here, and we have a stoplight up ahead. Now, whenever you have stoplights up ahead, that is a good indication that we should probably be slowing down, getting prepared for any type of intersections. We also have an intersection right here, so you're able to just kind of relax a little bit. There's no cars wanting to pull out, so this hazard is complete, this hazard right here. But we're going to move up ahead a little bit more right here, and we have brake lights. Okay, we have this car up ahead, has brake lights. We are now needing to slow down. There's you can see the lights for the intersection up ahead, and you can also see the light poles, but this car right here has slowed down. So I don't know if he's listening to music. I don't know if he's talking to someone. I don't know if he's just kind of off into space, daydreaming about his day at work. But this is one of those things where you have to make sure you are paying attention. If you're not paying attention, this is the type of stuff that can happen. So at this situation, let's say you saw what happened. Okay, let's assume that he saw this. He sees the car up ahead. What do? We're traveling at a higher rate of speed than what we are for this situation. This situation calls for us to already be slowing down and getting prepared to a stop. And right now, in this situation, we are still traveling like there's nothing there, so we're not ready for a stop. But we recognize we just did our search, and we are evaluating if this is a hazard. Now we have to make an executable evasive maneuver. So we can either swerve to the left, swerve to the right, because braking at this point is not going to be the best thing if it's used by itself. So if you just try to brake and that's it, you're going to run to the back of the car. There's not enough stopping distance. So what we can do is, like I said, swerve. So let's go ahead and brake before and then swerve either to the left or the right, or swerve to the left and the right and then slow down and brake. So what do you guys think is the best option here? I want you guys to write in the comments what you think you would be doing. I'm going to tell you what I would be doing. In this situation, I see that the truck on the right is actually still moving. There's plenty of room for that truck to go, and he's going to go all the way to the front. There's absolutely zero reason for him to stop right there, so he's not going to be a hazard in your path. So what I would do is I would swerve to the right, and I would get right on the line. Okay, I would be right on the line, and then I'd move over to the right, because I don't want to get directly behind a trailer. So I'd move to the line. That way I'm out of the path of the vehicles in front of me. Then I would start slowing down, either using engine braking, which is rolling off the throttle and letting the engine RPMs dictate how fast you're going, or I would be applying brake pressure at the same time. That way I just slow down. I'm not trying to stop. I'm just going to slow down. I already did my swerve. Now I'm slowing down, and then I'm letting that truck go way ahead, and then I'm going to move over to where the truck is right now. That way I have my own line. This is the type of situation where you just don't want to zone out, because you're not going to have enough time. That's the whole point. If you zone out, you're not going to have enough time to react. You need to zone in. I keep saying this over and over again in this video because I want you guys to understand that. So we're going to move up to this point, and you can kind of see where the tires and the shield is starting to move. So the camera is on his face. So the windshield is right around half the screen, because the camera's on his face. When we get to this point, you're going to see how the windshield has shifted. That's because he applied brake pressure and his body actually went forward. And that's what happens to your front tire when you start applying brake pressure, is that all the weight just goes forward. And when you have a bigger contact patch, because the weight's on the front tire, you can actually stop better. But like I said, you're not going to be able to stop in time because there was just not enough distance. So if you get into this situation, release the brakes, do a very quick evasive maneuver to the left or the right. In this situation, since the position he's in, you're probably going to have to go to the left, because that's going to be a really hard push all the way to the right. But you can do it. You can definitely do it if you practice, and you'll know your own skill set. But right here, the easiest option probably would be to swerve to the left, and you have plenty of room here. It doesn't look like it's plenty of room because because we're used to driving in cars, but as a motorcycle rider, we can actually squeak by in that little spot. So you have two options. You have one to the left, one to the right. The stopping, so the deceleration is an escape path. We don't have enough, so we cannot use that. Going forward is not an escape path because therefore we're going to hit the car. So the only escape paths we really have is to the left and to the right. So make sure you have at least one escape path at all times. Remember, you can go forward, backwards, side to side. Those are escape paths. He doesn't do that. He hits the vehicle. And let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the EMS side. Let's talk about some of the dangers and some of the issues that he has. And you can see his cell phone right there. He's definitely not on his cell phone. It's a black screen, but who knows? Maybe he has music on. Music is not a big problem as long as you're using your visual portion. You kind of remove the auditory. Let's use our visual so we can see ahead of time. Plus vision is very important. But anyways, let's talk about EMS portion of this. So he's going to move forward just a little bit, and that's going to be a massive impact. You see how you can see the handlebars right here, but as soon as we impact, that vehicle stops, but you keep going, the momentum of you keep going. So he went through his own windshield. He also went up and over quite possibly, and then hit his legs, hit his arms, and hit his fingers, everything on that right side. It's probably going to be an angular type incident. It's not going to be directly a frontal impact type thing. It's going to be an angular. So what that means is that he's going to hit it, and he's going to spin, and he's going to probably get ejected on this. So he's going to have a lot of trauma to his right side because of the vehicle, but he's also going to have a lot of trauma to his left side. But the main mechanism of injury here is going to be towards the right side. So I'm looking towards, his right shoulder, right hands, right arms, right legs, his hip, the iliac crest, which is the portion of the hip that you can kind of feel if you reach down right now. That's the iliac crest. You can easily crack that in a vehicle accident like this. So he's going to have a lot of trauma there, and there's not much you can do when it comes to that because the way motorcycle armor is designed, it's meant for tumbling. If you ever notice that it's on your elbows, your shoulders, your hips, your knees, and then you have your head. There's nothing for your chest, abdomen, the femurs or anything like that. It's not designed to be fully encapsulating. It's designed for when you hit something or if you low side, you start tumbling, it's going to protect all the areas that's going to hit first on the ground. That's all that's going to happen. So you guys need to be paying attention so that you don't have big issues when it comes to riding and then crashing. So wear your gear. It's designed for a specific purpose, but this is one of those things where I think it's lacking in protection, where we don't have full chest gear, we don't have abdomen gear, we don't have femur gear. So I think manufacturers need to work on that. But we're going to hit, and this is the one thing I love about going frame by frame, because sometimes we might be able to catch something, but probably not in this situation. He's going to be in a lot of pain. I do not know the aftermath. The video is going to be in the description. If you want to send me your videos so I can go over them and talk about what happened, what went right, what went wrong, and for everybody to see and learn from the mistake that you possibly made, please click that link in the description right above where the original video is. That is going to be a video submission form. But let's go ahead and go back real quick. Luckily, we have a lot of video beforehand, so we're going to see a little bit. We're going to talk through it just like we did originally. And here it is. So we have a lot of traffic. There's a median in the road. We're kind of just cruising by. It's pretty easy. There's a sign. Let's go ahead and go back just a little bit. There's a sign saying that there's an intersection. That's a T intersection, so that's a great clue. But we're going to keep moving forward, moving forward, moving forward. And I don't know what he's exactly looking at. He's looking straight. I haven't seen a head check or anything. I personally like to check my mirrors every so often, but there's vehicles in front. So this is also one of those unintentional blindness things that we complain about car drivers all the time, where they don't see us. Well, this guy did not see this vehicle at all, and it's not because he didn't mean to, because I definitely think that he doesn't want to crash, but I think it's just because we're not paying attention to what we're doing. So guys, let's make sure we're paying attention. We zone in, not out, and have our escape paths, everybody. If you're part of the 70% that is not subscribed but watches these videos, how about you just click that subscribe button? I post these videos almost every single day. That way you guys can look at what if scenarios. You guys ask all the time, what if this happens? What if this happens? Well, thankfully we have a very good plethora of stuff out there on the internet that we can actually do this, and I can talk about it. So if you like that, click that subscribe button. It's open, and then he's going to go ahead and pass. So that's where we're at. We see a motorcyclist way up front. There's brake lights being applied right now, but I don't think the rider behind him can see it. There's going to be riders behind this guy, and he's going to crash into him, and then this one's going to crash into the other. Now, that's a very severe accident. I'm sorry if you guys didn't want to see that, but this is the reality of it. Let's go ahead and jump over and see what happened.